Hello friends, and welcome to the Niyah Show, starring Niyah Watson, shot by Niyah Watson, written by Niyah Watson, edited by Niyah Watson, produced by Niyah Watson, costumed by Niyah Watson, and directed by Niyah Watson. So today I want to give you 10 of my favorite Much Music shows from my childhood. And yeah. Anyways, please like, comment, subscribe on this video on my channel. Please send me some opinions on my videos. I love feedback. And yeah, let's get into today's video.
What I love about music is the fact that you can be yourself and express yourself through your lyrics. I think I need music because I go crazy without it. I feel like it's the one place where it's my safe zone.
Watch Born to Be Joe Jonas, Friday at 6:30 on Much.
So first up, we have Born to Be. Born to Be was usually on at like 6 or 6:30 on weekdays, and it was like a documentary series pretty much just about celebrities growing up and how they got to where they were. I love this show because before the time where we could just go on Google, type in, Miley Cyrus, Brad Pitt, and find every single fact about them, we didn't really have that back in that time. So it was really cool to watch this show and find out a whole lot about celebrities that I care and barely care about. The next show on my list is Love Court. Love Court was a reality show hosted by Queen Elise Estrada. This show was about two people who would go on a date and they would have to go through a bunch of tasks throughout their date, and at the very end of the date they would go before a panel of judges who would judge them, and if they won they would get anywhere between $500 to $1,000. I mainly just love this show because it had Elise Estrada in very, very, very sexy get-ups, and it was just entertaining being a young kid and watching this show where these couples were doing these crazy fucking challenges. The next show on my list is Degrassi, and if there was a list from 10 to 1, I would put Degrassi at number 1, as I always would for everything in my life. Degrassi is my favorite show ever made. Like, I love One Tree Hill, and I often say that's my favorite show, but Degrassi is literally my favorite show. I have seen every season of that show, and my heart was fucking broken when the show went from being on like City TV to being on Channel 19 to being on Much Music, and then Family Channel got it back in 2015 and gave it 2 seasons, and then it just randomly decided to just not air any new episodes. And then I googled about a year ago what the fuck happened to the show, and they said the show is canceled. So I just really love the fact that this show aired for over 30 years, and for some reason the Canadian television fucking broadcasting system decided to cancel it and not give a show that's been on the air for that fucking long a proper send-off. And I will always be pissed that we did not get a proper series finale for that show. Anyways, for you guys who don't know, Degrassi is just pretty much a high school show about kids in a high school who are going through things like pregnancy and sex and drugs and just all the things that would pretty much occur in a high school. Up next, we have Much Spring Break. Bro, I wanted to go on Much Spring Break so badly. They would always be going to fucking fun destinations like Mexico or Cancun or something, and it was like an hour-long special they would do every year at the end of spring break. And my favorite edition of that was when they had Girlicious go. If y'all remember fucking Girlicious, yeah, Girlicious did one of the Much Cancun things, and it was just fun, I just saw hot boys and hot girls and skimpy clothing and alcohol and a whole lot of motherfucking foam. It just looked like a fucking blast, and I am so sad because when I turned 19, the Much Spring Break things stopped running 7 years prior, so I missed that being a fucking young 98. Up next, we have the Pussycat Dolls Search for the Next Doll. It's crazy because this show only aired for a month, but for some reason in my head, this was a really big deal for a way longer than just a month. I loved this show, and I also loved Pussycat Dolls Girlicious because after the Search for the Next Doll, it had such good reviews, they did it again, and they did Girlicious. This show was pretty much about a group of girls who were trying to audition to become the next Pussycat Doll, and there was 10 of them, and every week they'd be doing different competitions, dressing certain ways, makeovers, all that fun stuff for one of them to become the next Pussycat Doll. Also, fun fact that I learned probably about half an hour ago, did you guys know that Robin Antin is fucking 60 years old? Robin motherfucking Antin is 60 years old. Yes, you heard that correctly. Coming up next, we have When I Was 17. When I Was 17 was actually technically an MTV show, but it aired on Much Music, so I'm gonna put it on this list and keep it on there. This show was literally just about different celebrities reliving the year they turned 19. And it was just entertaining for me to see all these random celebrities, some that I cared about, some that I didn't care about, and just hear about all the rebellious, crazy things that they were doing when they were 17. And I was like probably 12, 11 watching this, so it just made me want to be 17 so badly. And then in my 17th year, it was just boring as fuck. Not even remotely close to any of the things that Sir Ludacris was doing when he was 17, or Wiz Khalifa, or any of those sort of rappers who were featured on the show. Next, we have Video on Trial. See, I watched Video on Trial when I was a kid, from when I was like 9 or 8 until whenever it stopped airing. And when I look back at this now, that's actually probably why I had such great comebacks growing up, why I was a bully to some kids growing up. Well, that and besides the fact that I was a closeted gay, but you know, I like rewatched an episode. I'm like, oh wow, that's definitely where I caught some of my attitude from, just watching these judges. But yeah, this show was about a panel of judges, comedians, entertainers, etc. And they all reviewed music videos every week in like a courtroom style-esque type of fucking platform. The judges include Deborah DiGiovanni, Trevor Boris, Boomer, Lori Elliott, and Sabrina Jolies. So this show actually got canceled, not because of bad ratings or anything, but because of the 2014 Bell Media setback. For all of you who do not know what happened in July of 2014 with Bell Media, long story short, Bell laid off 91 of their employees and cut about 8 of the shows that they made within the Bell Media studios. These shows were One Girl, 5 Gays, After Degrassi, Losing It, Movie Night, MTV News, Today's Top 10, New Music Live, Video on Trial, and The Wedge. Coming up next, we have Much On Demand, or as others might know it, MOD. MOD was an hour-long interactive show that had a mix of interviews and gossip and news and music videos and live performances. So Much On Demand used to film at 299 Queen Street West in Toronto, and I actually got to go to the studios when they were filming this. Not at the same time they were filming this, but in the era that they were actually still filming this at the actual like lot and stuff. I remember going there and doing like a Much Music tour of the entire place, and my favorite part was the gift shop, bro. They had a fucking gift shop literally at the Much Music studios, and they had so many cool Much Music type of gifts and shit, so I love that. The VJs on this show were Tim Deegan, Sarah Taylor, Liz Trinier, Matt Babel, Lauren Toyota, Phoebe Dykstra, and Leah Miller. When I was watching this show though, like it was mainly just Leah and Matt who were kind of in their prime at the time, and then when they stopped, it went over to Lauren Toyota and Phoebe Dykstra, and I met Phoebe Dykstra so many fucking times, like in the 2 years after New Music Live stopped. She was just at like every concert I went to. She was at Warped Tour, and she was at the Demi Lovato concert. Like she was just everywhere. And it's funny because I have friends who literally run into Phoebe Dykstra in the most random places, and it's wild. Thank you very much if you got to the end of this video today. Please, once again, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to watch all my upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, thank you very much, and I will see you guys again soon.